In continuation with this chapter, now let's study another topic, that is projectile. A body is a projectile when it is thrown with some initial velocity in 2 dimension. So it's a body which moves in 2 dimensions, that is in a plane, when thrown with initial velocity is a projectile. For example, any object which is thrown, like a bullet fired from a gun, other example is a javelin or a hammer, a football or a baseball. Throw are all projectiles. And so on. Projectiles are of 2 types. First is horizontal projectile, another is angular projectile. Let's study both projectile by their comparison, and to study these projectiles we assume that no air resistance is there. So now let's compare it. First is horizontal, in which the object is thrown from some height. Another is angular projection. The object is thrown with making in some angle with horizontal. So let's draw its diagram first. From ground, let an object is projected from a vertical height h, and when the object is thrown horizontally with some initial velocity, then with the effect of under the effect of gravity, the object will fall towards ground, and the path follow is parabolic path. Initial velocity is constant, that is, it's not changing with change of time. Horizontal displacement is x, let it be at some position, and vertical displacement is y. Maximum horizontal displacement is equal to horizontal range. At some position, the direction of velocity is the velocity is in y direction is changing with time. Initially it is 0, and with respect to time and position it will change. So here let the resultant velocity is making an angle is at tangential to a path. Thus it can be divided into two components. One component is u x is equivalent to u cos theta. Other is v sin theta. This is a variable velocity. And here v sin theta is making an angle with horizontal component that is equal to 90 degree. Now in angular projectile, the object is projected with some angle of projection with the horizontal and projected with some initial velocity, and after attaining maximum height its velocity goes on decreasing and reaches to 0, that is towards ground. Here the maximum distance is h, maximum height is h, maximum distance covered is range equal to horizontal displacement. Initial velocity is u, making an angle theta with horizontal. It will divide into two components. One is perpendicular component, that is u sin theta. Another is horizontal component equal to u cos theta. Here the velocity component goes on decreasing and reaches to 0 at maximum height, and after that it goes on increasing. Therefore at different position let the velocity is v, then its component will be vy dash as it's changing at every position. Here it is same equal to u cos theta. At this position vy is 0 and only component u cos theta remain. Another position, here this is velocity, horizontal component is u cos theta, vertical component is again different, it can be vy double dash. At this position it is equal to, this is the initial, this is the velocity v and its components are u cos theta, here it is u sin theta, making an angle theta with horizontal. Now let's understand about its horizontal values. Horizontal displacement is x, vertical displacement is y, horizontal velocity is constant which is equal to u, ux is equivalent to u, which is constant or uniform. As it is uniform, therefore acceleration will be 0. And in case of vertical velocity, initially vertical velocity is 0, but as the time passes velocity will goes on increasing. So vertical velocity is v, which is variable, and initially it is 0. Similarly here horizontal velocity is equal to u cos theta, and vertical velocity up to height h it goes on decreasing and after that goes on increasing, that is it is also variable velocity, and initial velocity is u sin theta. Now by using these values, we can find the path of projectile in both the cases. Path of a projectile. To calculate the value of path of a projectile, we have to find horizontal displacement and vertical displacement of a projectile. So here horizontal displacement is along x-axis, thus the equation of motion along x-axis is equal to x is equivalent to uxt plus half acceleration along x-axis into t square. Similarly, here also horizontal displacement is along x-axis and equation of motion along x-axis is given by equation x is equivalent to uxt plus half axt square. Here, as we can see in horizontal projectile, that initial velocity along x direction is constant, therefore acceleration will be 0, and initial vertical velocity is 0, and after that it goes on increasing. So here we can write that as ux is equivalent to u, which is constant. Thus acceleration is equal to 0. Therefore, equation of motion, that is horizontal displacement x, is equal to u into t. This implies that t equal to x by u. The time covered by a projectile on any position of a path. Here we can see as initial velocity along x direction is not initial velocity itself, it is its component. So here we can see that it is u cos theta, which is also a constant. Therefore, acceleration along x direction is 0. And initial vertical velocity is u sin theta. And after that, it goes on decreasing, and after that increasing. That is, it is variable. Here, as ux is equivalent to u cos theta, which is constant, thus acceleration along x-axis is 0. Therefore, equation is x is equivalent to u cos theta into t. This implies that t equal to x upon u cos theta. Now, let's find its vertical displacement. Vertical displacement is along y-axis. And by using equation of motion along y-axis, we get y is equivalent to uyt plus half ayt square. Here also it is same, uyt plus half ayt square. Here initial velocity in y direction is 0 as uy equal to 0, and acceleration along y direction in horizontal motion in horizontal projectile is equal to minus g, as here in this case we are considering this as positive y-axis, and after point O it is negative. Thus because acceleration is vertically downward, and here we are moving opposite to that, therefore it will be negative. And also vertical displacement is also negative because we are moving in this direction. All these upward directions are considered as positive and these directions are considered as negative. So here uy equal to 0, acceleration along y direction is minus g, and y is equivalent to minus y. Substituting all these values, we get y equal to minus y equal to, this term will become 0, minus half g t square. Now on substituting t as t is equal to x by u, therefore minus and minus will cancel out, y is equal to g by 2 x square by u square. Here u and g are constants and 2 is also a constant, therefore we can write as y is equal to gx square upon 2u square. This is the equation of parabola, or we can write it as all constant terms as k into x square. This is the equation of parabola. Thus, path is parabolic. And this is the path of a projectile covered in horizontal projectile. Now, in vertical displacement, y is equals to uyt plus half ayt square. In this case, as uy, initial velocity along y direction is not 0, but it is a component of initial velocity, which is u sine theta. And y is also positive, which is equal to y. And acceleration along y direction is negative, ay equal to minus g. As we are moving in upward direction. Initial component is u sine theta. Here g is negative and y is along positive y direction. Therefore, the equation will become y equal to u sine theta into t minus half gt square. Now on substituting value of t as t is equivalent to x upon u cos theta. Therefore, vertical displacement equation equal to y is equal to x u sine theta upon u cos theta minus half g x square by u square cos square theta. On solving, we get sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta. Therefore, y is equivalent to x tan theta minus half g upon u square by cos square theta into x square. This is also the equation of parabola, thus the path is parabolic. Now let's find time of flight. Time of flight is the total time covered by a projectile in covering the path of a projectile, and it is denoted by capital T. Now here, as we have derived the path of a projectile, which is equal to y equivalent to half g x square by u square, and as we know that t is equivalent to x by u, here t is taken as capital T, that is the total time, and y is the total height. Therefore, we can write h is equivalent to half g capital T square, or T is equal to root 2h by g. Here we can see that this time of flight is independent of the mass of a projectile. Thus, if we will throw two different masses object from some particular height, then they will reach together at the same position, that is at ground. They will reach at same time from same height. Thus we can write that T is independent of mass of a projectile. Or does not depend on mass. Here also, in this case, in angular projectile, we can see that vertical displacement is equal to uyt plus half ayt square, as small t is equivalent to capital T, and net displacement in y direction is 0. That is, by the figure we can see that here the displacement is along positive y direction and here it is negative y direction. Therefore, the total displacement by particle or a projectile in y direction is 0. That is, y is equivalent to 0 and uy is u sine theta and ay is minus g. Therefore, on substituting all these values, we get 0 equal to uy is u sine theta component, t is capital T minus half g capital T square, or we can write u sine theta t equal to half g T square. T and T will cancel out and we get capital T is equal to 2u sine theta by g. Here also we can see that Time of flight does not depend on mass of a projectile, but it depends on the initial velocity as well as on the angle of projection of a projectile. Initial velocity and angle of projection, theta. Now maximum height covered by a projectile. Here in horizontal projectile there is no maximum height and it can be equal to the vertical distance maximum height given by h, and here it is equal to the height in y direction, negative y direction, which is equal to h is equal into h. Here the maximum height covered by a projectile is the maximum vertical distance covered, and by a diagram we can see that here the initial velocity in y direction is u sine theta and its vertical velocity along y direction at maximum height is 0, and acceleration along y direction is minus g. Also, this distance is equal to capital H, that is vertical displacement is equal to capital H. Therefore, here by equation of motion for vertical motion which is in upward direction, by equation of motion we can write Vy square minus Uy square equal to 2 acceleration along y direction into vertical displacement. Here as Uy is equal to u sine theta, Vy is 0 at maximum height, Ay is minus g, and y is equal to maximum height of a projectile. Now substituting all these values in the equation of motion, we get Vy square is 0 minus u square sine square theta equal to minus 2gy, and y is h, or minus and minus will cancel out, or we can write h is equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g. Here by this equation we can see that h height depends on initial velocity and as well as on the angle of projection. So here thus we can write h depends on initial velocity u and angle of projection, that is theta, and h increases when initial velocity is increased for given value of angle of projection. When u increases, for given theta. Also, height increases when angle of projection increases for given initial velocity. That is, for example, we can see that height is maximum when theta is equal to 90 degree for given value of initial velocity, because sine 90 is 1 and we get maximum height which is equal to u square by 2g. H is maximum which is equivalent to u square by 2g. Now let's calculate horizontal range of a horizontal projectile. Horizontal range is given by capital R and it is equal to the total horizontal displacement covered by a projectile. As we know, horizontal displacement equation, which is equal to x equivalent to uxt plus half axt square. Here we can substitute x is equal to r, that is the total displacement, ux is u which is constant, therefore acceleration along x-axis is 0 and t is equal to capital T, and its value we have already calculated, that is equal to root 2h by g. So on substituting all these value in given equation of motion, we get r equal to u into t, which is equal to root 2h by g. This is the value of horizontal range. Here we can see that height is constant and g is constant. Therefore, on increasing initial velocity, range of horizontal projectile will increase. That is, as u increases, then r increases. Similarly, for angular projectile, horizontal range is given by capital R. Here, horizontal displacement equation is also x is equivalent to uxt plus half axt square. And horizontal range in angular projectile is r, and here x is equal to r, horizontal displacement is equal to horizontal range, and initial velocity along x-axis is u cos theta and acceleration along x-axis is 0. Also, time of flight is the total time covered. Therefore, on substituting all this value as x is equivalent to r, ux is equivalent to u cos theta. Therefore, as it is constant, therefore ax is equivalent to 0. Time of flight is the total time, which is equal to the value which we have already calculated, that is 2u sine theta by g. On substituting all this value, we get horizontal range r is equal to u cos theta into 2u sine theta by g. And the remaining term will be 0. Therefore, we get it equal to u square into 2 sine theta cos theta by g. And by trigonometric formula, 2 sine theta cos theta is equal to sine 2 theta, as sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta. Therefore, range is equal to R equivalent to U square sine 2 theta by G. Here we can see that the range increases when angle is maximum. This sine 2 theta is maximum. When sine 2 theta is maximum, as sine lies between minimum and maximum value, that is 0 and 1, and therefore its maximum value is 1. Or in terms of sine, we can write sine 2 theta is equivalent to sine 90 degree, because sine 90 is 1. Or we can write 2 theta is equivalent to 90, or theta is equal to 45 degree. Therefore, range is maximum when sine 2 theta is 1, and it is equal to U square by G. Thus, if two masses are projected with same angle and same speed, then their range will be maximum as well as equal. Now let's find resultant velocity at any position of horizontal projectile. It is given by V, and at any position, this is the resultant velocity, and Vx is its component along horizontal direction, and this is along vertical direction. So here, by equation of motion for horizontal motion, Vx is equivalent to Ux plus acceleration along x into t, as Ux along x direction is constant, which is u, therefore Ax is 0, and thus Vx is equivalent to u. Similarly, for vertical motion, by equation of motion, Vy equivalent to Uy plus Ayt. Velocity, final velocity along y direction is negative. Therefore, Vy is minus Vy. Ay is also negative, minus G, and Uy is equal to 0. Therefore, on substituting all these values, we get minus Vy equal to 0 minus Gt, or Vy is equivalent to Gt. So Vx is equal to u and Vy is Gt. Therefore, we can find its resultant velocity, and by this diagram we can see that this is a parallelogram formed and both the components are at 90 degree to each other. Therefore, by parallelogram law of vector addition, we can find the magnitude of this resultant velocity, which is equal to V is equal to, therefore, V is equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square plus 2 Vx Vy cos 90 degree. Cos 90 is 0, therefore this term will vanish and we are remain with Vx square plus Vy square. Therefore, V is equal to u square plus g square t square. This is the resultant velocity for horizontal projectile. And let this is the angle alpha, that is the angle with the horizontal is alpha. Therefore, direction of resultant velocity is tan alpha, and it is equivalent to b sine theta upon a plus b cos theta. Here b is Vy, sine 90 is 1, a is Vx plus b cos theta, and cos 90 is 0. Therefore, we get Vy upon Vx. Vy equal to gt and Vx is u. Therefore, tan alpha is equivalent to gt by u. Similarly, for angular projectile at any point, resultant velocity at point, let it be q, for horizontal motion, equation is Vx is equivalent to ux plus axt, and initial velocity along x direction is the component, that is u cos theta, as ux is equivalent to u cos theta, which is constant. Therefore, ax is equal to 0. Therefore, Vx is equal to u cos theta. For vertical motion, equation is Vy is equivalent to uy plus ayt. Here, uy is the velocity along y direction, which is equal to u sine theta. Uy is equal to u sine theta, and ay, acceleration along y direction, is minus g. Therefore, Vy is equal to u sine theta minus gt. So, on substituting value of Vx and Vy in parallelogram law of vector addition formula, that is Vx square plus Vy square plus 2Vx Vy cos theta. Cos theta is 90 degree. Therefore, here we can see that as the angle between two components are 90 degree, we get root of Vx square plus Vy square. And its value is u square cos square theta plus u sine theta minus gt whole square. Or we can write u square cos square theta plus u square sine square theta plus g square t square minus 2u sine theta gt whole power 1 by 2. Here we can reduce this term by applying an identity, which is cos square theta plus sine square theta equivalent to 1. Therefore, v is equal to u square plus g square t square minus 2u sine theta gt as cos square theta plus sine square theta equal to 1. And angle of resultant velocity with horizontal is let alpha. Therefore, tan alpha is equal to Vy by Vx. Vy is u sine theta minus gt by u cos theta. Or we can write it as tan alpha equal to u sin theta upon u cos theta minus gt upon u cos theta. It is equal to tan theta minus gt upon u cos theta.